Okay, so we've got quite a few trains in, which are really interesting, and Marlin is
Do
going
the
to
people
come.
have to guess the train?
Thanks, Marlin.
Welcome, Marlin.
Welcome, guys. Hey, guys.
It's great having you in. I'm usually not in the same set as you. We're not usually allowed to
It's been a
play
We don't
while,
together,
exist
are
in
we?
the same dimension.
I know. We usually just pass each other like ships in the night.
That's
What have you
literally-
got for us?
Well, I guess you guys were talking about this little fella here.
Is it a bear?
Technically, no.
Technically.
No, it's not a bear. But
Koala.
it's a locomotive named Bear.
Yep.
For reasons unknown.
Okay.
And this is a little Hornby 040 shunter.
What?
Called it a shunter. So it's
A shunter.
locomotive that's used specifically for moving wagons around a yard or a station.
Cool.
So these things wouldn't be out on the main line hauling big, grand trains. They were sort of like little workhorses.
Okay.
You know,
Do we have a close look at it?
Sounds like
Have a
yeah,
camera?
absolutely.
Let me
Let's change the camera.
Let's go overhead.
We'll do that,
Overhead.
and then
What have we
Might
got?
have to go one more zoom factor again.
all right, let's.
We can do that.
I've
We can-
got technology.
Very small, so
Uh-oh.
you have to get very close
Whoa.
to it. Whoa, there we go, to appreciate the fine details.
How about?
How's
that?
Great, that's
Okay.
perfect.
You
Thank
can
you.
see all the
Thanks,
rivet
BJ.
detail on it from there.
And the builder's plate. You can see the simulated brass piping and tubing and all the different fittings.
Well, there's a bear.
There's the builder plate, Bear. Yep.
There's the bear insignia I was saying.
You have separately applied metal handrails on the outside too.
They're pretty fine, aren't they?
The
Yeah.
people that construct this stuff amaze me.
Well,
I don't know how you do it.
They have really tiny fingers, I think.
Well, this is an
Must be like Oompa
example.
Loompas or something, eh? Like,
The factories where they produce these, they're very talented.
they have to be.
And there's a tremendous amount of detail on the inside. Levers for the throttle, braking. You could easily fit two 00 scale. This is 00 scale, by the way, Hornby. This particular model Peckett, which is the manufacturer for this in real life for this locomotive. Thank you. I really love this valve
Yeah.
on top of the boiler. Like look at the finish on that. You can see the bolts holding it down
Yeah.
to the top of the boiler. I think it's a blow-off valve, a relief valve. But we've had these in the past. This particular loco, this is widely regarded as one of the best running small steam engines that are available on the market. And Hornby really hit a home run with these. But we've received a whole batch in brand new paint schemes, the Bear being one of them.
Yep.
It's really striking.
I like the spokes on the wheels.
I did too, yeah. I've always wanted to build like a little shunting layout incorporating the use of these guys because they don't take up a lot of space.
Is this a loco that has sound?
This is not. This
No.
is DCC ready,
Oh,
so you can install the decoder into this.
and that's
but-
your favorite thing to do for people, isn't it?
It will be soon.
That will be
Yeah.
soon.
But no, this is designed for a decoder to fit in with minimal fuss. So
Yeah.
we can, there we go. See the whole picture now. But yeah, it's a lovely little example of a small British 040 shunter. And we actually have just received a really big shipment of brand new releases from Hornby. In fact,
Yep.
it's the most that I've probably ever seen come in at one given time. And there's more that's come in than what we can even talk about. So
How exciting is it getting all new fresh stuff?
It is.
Well, we were
It's-
just talking earlier, actually. It's like Christmas.
this week has been like
Stuff
Christmas.
and what have we got here?
Absolutely. So this is the city of Edinburgh, however you want to pronounce it. But this is LMS lines, and it's a beautiful locomotive.
Mhm.
Very
so
black.
this is
Flashy going on.
This is a coronation class. Oh, there we go. I won't take it out the box just yet, as these are like fresh to us. They've just arrived.
Yep.
Very fine details.
Did we want to go out just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. I reckon.
This is
That's
quite a bit
quite
bigger. This is quite a bit bigger than the Bear.
Is it?
Yeah, as you can see, this is pretty much almost full scale, and yeah, it's very
So
big.
that's a little bit.
Little Bear.
So this is one of the more exotic locos that would have been in its time, yeah?
Coronation class were designed for high priority passenger trains.
Yep.
So there's actually a designation that you can use to work out what these locomotives were used for and how powerful they are, how high of priority they were.
Yep.
And this is P for passenger. Goods trains will have an F, and the higher the number, the more power it produced.
Oh,
So being a 7P, I think these things only went up to about 9. Yeah,
7-person power.
I would say quite a few, probably 700,000.
7
I don't know.
pistons.
I don't
Does it
know.
have 7 pistons?
I believe that this would either have 2 pistons, one on either side, or 3. one on either side and one in the middle, but I think it's a 2-piston arrangement.
Mm.
But this is a brand new tooling. We've never seen this before. And
Really?
we're going to be investigating these in more detail
Yeah.
later in the week.
So you're going to
Doing a
do
bit
a
of
special unboxing episode on these.
Oh,
alone.
We can go to the other camera. We'll just do it like this.
You definitely won't want to do this with me around.
Why not?
It looks way too expensive and delicate for these fat fingers to go near.
I don't know if a brushless system will fit. in
No.
this,
We'll try.
but
we
it does
can
go.
definitely try.
These do go very fast, just like the prototype.
Really?
So that's one example
Yep.
of what has arrived. I've got the box for the bear.
That's cute, isn't it?
That's a W4.
W4.
Is it just
That's-
me or
that's
are
the-
we
that's the-
flickering away?
That's actually the locomotive classification W4
Oh.
for this one. But
Yeah.
we'll go back to the main one.
Let me try and fix that, eh?
It's like we need a light globe fixed or something, baby.
Yeah,
The Flying Scotsman.
it's like the fluorescent light.
This
in my
would
kitchen.
have to be one of the most popular trains I ever know.
That's exactly right.
And I'm only saying that because it's actually one that I've heard before. And I really know nothing about rail if you hadn't figured that out. So
I feel like
You catch trains,
I haven't caught a Flying Scotsman.
haven't you?
No.
That's because they're flying so fast.
I would love to be able to catch the Flying Scotsman. I mean, this you're right. This is probably one of the most famous locomotives in the world. In fact,
And it comes in the sets, doesn't it?
we
We've
do
got
sell
lots
the
of
sets.
Yeah.
We do sell the Flying Scotsman in a set, which Hornby has been producing for probably 50 years in one way or another. Obviously, it's been improved over time, but still the most popular set by a long shot that Hornby produces to this day is the Flying Scotsman.
I do love green.
It's a nice color, and that was LNER's signature color
Yeah?
up until 1948 when it all became British Railways.
Shall we
This
try the top camera again?
let's try that because this
It looks like it's blinking to
This
me.
particular one is has a unique scheme, which I think is an early paint scheme for this locomotive. It's different than the one that we've normally seen and the one that's included in the set. Maybe we'll just go back to
Blinky, blinky, isn't he?
this one.
Look, Nick's away for one day and look what happens. It's like we're turning the lights on and off on people.
Oh, I'm going to go back.
That's okay.
Too
We'll do
blinky.
this. Yeah, a bit
Yep.
blinky for all of us, I think. But yeah, unique paint scheme for this. I believe it's an early scheme, and it's a nicely up spec version of the Scotsman. Nicer level of detail than the one included in the set. So beautiful example of that locomotive. It's going to be a pile before we know it.
So you got a couple of big ones.
And
I
this
do have
is
a couple big
DCC ready too.
That is indeed DCC ready.
So
You'll know that on the box because it will tell you exactly what
that's
the specs
exactly
are.
what I read. And the minimum radius is 438 millimeters.
And
What does that mean?
that is important to know because different locomotives, depending on the length, and it's usually the length of the fixed wheels.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just sort of show our audience. So yeah, the longer the locomotive, typically the larger radius of curve that you need in order for that locomotive to get around without derailing or causing problems. And usually they're nice enough to let you know what that is. And that's something to be mindful of when you're building a layout, is that you don't go too sharp of a curve radius, because then you might decide to run like a long express passenger train and it won't fit. So it's great that they give you that information.
You need a comical grasshopper in your life.
I do.
Seems to fit
Yeah.
and drive around everywhere.
And this is the GWR Star class, Lodestar.
Lodestar.
Lodestar, LODE, like the mother load.
Shit.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello.
And
Tell me about this one.
I don't know too much about the history of this one, but I do know that this is part of a series of the Railway Museum. I believe this is a new series that Hornby's doing.
So this is a new model.
Yeah, it is a new model and representing locomotives that have been preserved.
Oh, I got confidence. Let's try the top camera again.
Okay, let's do it.
There you go. Look at that.
I'm scared. Can I breathe?
Oh, there was one blink. It's good.
As long as we
No.
don't bump the table, I think it's okay.
Is it the table?
Is it?
Don't touch the table.
Move it very, very
We've all
slowly.
gone very quiet.
It looks
This is not
very
me.
pretty.
This also has the same minimum radius.
It
It's
does.
438. So
Similar
that must
size.
be a fairly common minimum radius.
Well, it's good how it's right on front, right?
Yeah. And the way the curve radii represented is that Hornby and Pico, which are the main track manufacturers out of the UK, have a numbering system, numbering 1 through 4. And that's the different size radius. Like the higher the number, the larger the radius. I think that might be a radius 2 or 3 as a minimum.
Yep.
And radius 1 is pretty much reserved for small locomotives like this. that can easily handle a radius 1, whereas this, obviously, given the extra length, needs a lot more.
Yeah.
This is more impressive, though, isn't it?
Well,
It's like
it depends.
It's like driving a big limo around.
Yeah, it certainly is. And with the long coaches behind it, it'd be a big train. And that's
What else have you got down there?
and that's
Okay.
just a very
Oh.
small selection of Hornby. But we've also just received.
What?
We're top camera still. aren't we?
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah, we're
confused.
going
So,
as long as it still works.
Australian
It's
Railway
looking good.
models. We have
Yeah.
another iteration of the C38 class, which is
That's not Puff and Billy.
it's not Puffing Billy.
That's the only Australian steam train I know, I'm afraid.
That's okay. But now you know the C38 class.
Sure.
So it's another add it to your memory banks, because you'll be seeing more of this.
Yeah, C38.
We've had these before in Victorian Railway colors.
Yep.
This is in New South Wales colors, and this is the non-streamlined version.
Non-streamlined.
Non-streamlined. Haven't taken it out the box yet, but
I've got a spare front wing from my yoke motor I might be able to put on it.
yeah, well, certainly could
Oh, I
to
can
help
see
with the
from there, can't you?
downforce. Yeah,
A
but
profile.
in the profile view, we had the same class of locomotive with an aerodynamic. It has a nose cone.
Okay.
For high-speed passenger service. This is the
Had a moustache.
non-streamlined moustache. That's right, non-streamlined version,
Yep.
as specified here.
Non-streamlined.
DCC ready again, just like the Hornby locomotives. Doesn't say the minimum radius. I'm sorry about that, but I'd say that would be very similar to the other locomotives we've looked at.
You think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it seems that every 6 months, ARM have been coming out with an iteration of this particular one, because we've seen both the streamlined and non-streamlined in Victorian colors, and now they've completed the collection with New South Wales Government Railways colors as well. So yeah, very exciting. We just received so much, and we're going to have to sort of break it all down over the next week or two and get into more detail.
Well, hopefully there's other locos that are turning up as well. Aren't
Absolutely.
Are we expecting some Barkman?
We are. Yeah, we've just unsurfaced Pico and Hornby,
Yeah.
and we've had a full restock of Pico. So if you guys need track or any electrical supplies for building your model railways, now's a great time to have a look at what we have available. So yeah,
Sounds good.
awesome.